Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. What does it mean to be Black American during the 4th of July? Words from our Black freedom fighters. With voting rights still on the brink, racial inequality still persistent from the civil rights era, and abusive policing that has gone unabated in our communities, it may be hard to enter the upcoming 4th of July weekend celebrating a freedom that doesn't feel actually exists for the majority of Black Americans. Feeling conflicted about our place in America despite our labor and investment into it. It's not a new phenomenon from W.B. Du Bois' first writings on Black people's double consciousness to discontent Malcolm X expressed when he embraced Black nationalism and Pan-Africanism. There is a sense that we are both owed the shared wealth we have been central in creating and disillusionment with a country that has yet to fulfill its founding principles. When some of our freedom fighters, philosophers have spoken frankly on the matter, here's what they have said. Frederick Douglass. Your high independence only reveals the immeasurable distance between us. The blessings in which you this day rejoice are not enjoyed in common. The rich inheritance of justice, liberty, prosperity, and independence bequeathed by your fathers is shared by you, not by me. The sunlight that brought light and healing to you has brought stripes and death to me. This 4th of July is yours, not mine. You may rejoice, I must mourn. Malcolm X. We are Africans and we happen to be in America. We are not Americans. We are people who formerly were Africans who were kidnapped and brought to America. Our forefathers weren't the Pilgrims. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. The rock was landed on us. We were brought here against our will. We were not brought here to be made citizens. We were not brought here to enjoy the constitutional gifts that they speak so beautifully about today. Lorraine Hansberry. If I am asked abroad if I am a free citizen in the United States of America, I must say only what is true. No. If I am asked if my people enjoy equal opportunity in the most basic aspects of American life, housing, employment, franchise, I must and will say no. And shame of shames, under a government that went for Hungary and sent troops to Korea, when I am asked if that most primitive, savage, and intolerable custom of all lynching still persists in the United States of America, I will say what every mother's child of us knows, that they are still murdering Negroes in this country. Shirley Chisholm. For whatever else the black man is, he is American, or whatever he is to become integrated, unintegrated, or disintegrated. He will become it in America. I intend to stay here and fight because the blood, sweat, and tears of our forefathers are rooted in the soul of this country. And the reason that Wall Street is the great financial center that it is today is because of the blood, sweat, and tears of your forefathers who worked the tobacco and the cotton fields. Number 5, W.B. Du Bois. It is peculiar sensation, this double consciousness, the sense of always looking at oneself through the eyes of others, of measuring one's soul by the tape of a world that looks on in amused contempt and pity. One feels his two-ness, an American, a Negro, two souls, two thoughts, two unreconciled strivings, two warring ideals in one dark body, whose dog strength alone keeps it from being torn asunder. The history of the American Negro is the history of this strife, this longing to attain self-conscious manhood, to merge his double self into a better and true self. In this merging, he wishes neither of the older selves to be lost. He simply wishes to make it possible for a man to be both a Negro and an American without being cursed and spit upon by his fellows, without losing the opportunity of self-development. Kathleen Cleaver. The revolutionary positions that we took in the Black Panther Party were not consistent with the beliefs of the majority of the American people, because the majority of the American people believe in the system as it is. They just believe the system didn't work right, but it should work right. What we believed is the system was fundamentally corrupt and could never work right and had to be replaced. So, what do you feel about this? Let's have a moment of silence for our forefathers who just said that text and who are no longer with us. Thank you. This applies to America today. I do not celebrate 4th of July. I didn't celebrate it. I did a video yesterday. However, it was hit by copyright infringements, but it's cool. What I did was I downloaded it so I can, of course, show my brethren or let them know what we were talking about was real. Blacks are treated as if they are not of this. They are basically treated as they are privileged to be living here. Why are we privileged to live here? Should we be happy that the black woman gets paid way more than we do and the wage gap between them and us is astonishing? And our wage gap compared to every other male of every other race is very astonishing. But you guys don't want to mention that. You guys want to live in this glorification of a world called Americant. When a white man dies and he has some transgressions, they don't bring that up. They let him die peacefully. They let him die with honor. But a black man, oh no, we can't let the black man die with honor. A black man has to die filthy. He has to go out as bad. He has to go out as the bad guy, the villain. That's why in every movie I watch, I root for the villain. I didn't root for Batman. I rooted for the Joker. I didn't root for Superman. I rooted for Lex Luthor. I didn't root for the Avengers or Black Panther and them. I rooted for Thanos. I rooted for the villain. Because you know why? The villain is really the hero. The villain went through a transgression that shaped his life into being who he was. He was misunderstood, or she was misunderstood. They never were able to get understanding. And that's the same thing with blacks. My favorite comic book hero in the DC comics is Slade. Because Slade always used his mind, and he used his athleticism, and he used his technique to take down Batman, Nightwing, and the Titans. Everybody he went against, he gave them fits. In the Marvel universe, my favorite guy in Marvel favorite villain is the Hulk. And everybody's going to say, the Hulk? How is the Hulk a villain? The Hulk was a villain / anti-hero. Because the Hulk always fought against the Avengers. Even though he was with them, he fought against them. Because he was a mindless brute. And he was a smart scientist. Hulk's basically the character of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, basically. You have the smart guy, which is Dr. Jekyll, and then you got the guy who's the brute, Mr. Hyde, and which is the Hulk. The Hulk was always misunderstood. He loved to smash things. Loves to smash things. And you're wondering why I keep saying that, because that's what's been happening to us. Pink folk love to smash things that they don't understand. They don't like when somebody doesn't need them. They're basically like the jealous wife or the jealous woman who wants to be an alpha but can't be an alpha. But she wants to be an alpha so bad that it deteriorates a lot of her relationships. And as a man, there's betas out here because they were raised by women. There's some who are in two-parent households, they come out to be betas. And it is what it is. I don't hate them. I don't diss them. I just tell the facts. To me, if you're not real with yourself, how are you going to be real with others? 4th of July is nothing but a pink holiday. That's it. Me, my forefathers, I agree with them. They took away trading from us. They mainly just praised the Mexican, the Latinos. I'm not going to say Mexicans because Chris Cervantes corrected me. My apologies, Chris, if you hear this. They want the Latinos and Latinas and the Asians and the Caucasians. They'll let them do whatever they want. But when it comes to the brother man, the black man, the dark-skinned brother who is the king of the land, we came out of the dark-skinned brother's nutsack. All of us did. And the dark-skinned mother, which is the dark-skinned sister, put us in the oven, held us there until we were conceived to the world. The pink folk wasn't nothing but a jealous ape, or we call a monkey, that was always wandering in caves trying to steal everything we did so then they could paint the picture like themselves. And you think I'm celebrating this bum-ass holiday? No, I'm not celebrating it. And this isn't an attack on all pink folk, but if you feel attacked, then you're one of the pink folk I'm talking about, cracker, if you want to be honest. This is an attack on the ideology and the mindset of weak men. As black men, we have failed our black women. We have failed them by standing tall and standing strong. Black women, you have failed your black men because you lower your standards to where you let a guy who's high class walk past you and you don't even give him the time of day because you feel like he's not thug enough or he's tough enough. Toughness is sometimes not with the brawn. Toughness is with the mind. There's men who may not be strong as another man, but they're smart. They're tacticians. They're strategists. Strategists and tacticians usually live longer than the guy with brute or with force because they know how to use their mind to overpower a strong body. If that makes any sense. We don't need to talk about black community. We need to talk about black finance. We need to talk about building. It may be here or it might be somewhere else. We need to talk about getting things changed in the law. We have to start reading our law books. I'm guilty of that too. I need to start reading. This isn't me chastising you guys. This is me pouring my heart out to you guys, saying that me and you guys have to do better. The only way we'll ever become better is if we better ourselves. Me, I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. Every day I wish I can be a quarter the man my father was. I've been a terrible person in my lifetime. I fell to the drugs. I fell to the bad decisions. I fell to the bad relationships. Because of me not being strong enough, those relationships didn't last. So I'm hard on myself. I'm harder on myself than anybody because I'm a failure. But every day I pray to God and I pray that I get better each day. And that's all I can do. Us as black men, black women, we have to do the same thing. We have to take accountability and be strong. Stop following these athletes, these entertainers. They don't give a shit about you. They don't put dollars in your pocket. You could put dollars in your pocket. A lot of us are blessed, but we don't see that we're blessed. We're blessed because we get to breathe another day. We get to breathe another day. We continue striving for excellence, but sometimes excellence is too far away for us to reach. Now, I'm not trying to preach to you guys. I'm just trying to talk to you or talk with you. Doesn't matter which word you put in that place, to or with. Motherfucker, listen. We need to do better. We need to stop following this bullshit that they're feeding us. That's all they want to do is feed us. Is feed us nothing but bad. Feed us nothing but evil every day. And we continuously fall to it. Sha'Carri Richardson, she's a beautiful woman. I pray for the young woman, but she failed the drug test. So she has to deal with the consequences. No more excuses for us, men or women. If we fuck up, own your fuck up and move on. You have to own it. I had to own it. I lost a lot of money because I smoked marijuana. But did I blame it on everybody? No, I told my boss, I know I was mourning over my pops, but hey, I smoked weed, man. I was smoking. I apologize. It's my fault. Whatever happens, I'll deal with the consequences. But I owned it. And he looked at me and said, that is what a man is. That's what a man does. I wasn't crying. I wasn't, man, please don't let me lose this job. Fuck it. If I lost the job and lost my good benefits, it's on me, my nigga. We've got to stop taking up for everybody. George Floyd, I feel sorry that he passed away, but why does it take a George Floyd for you niggas to want to wake up? Now you niggas in the street marching for what? Marching ain't getting us nowhere. All marching is getting us is to the grave and continuously people being killed and them changing history. We need to open more trade, vocational schools, and real schools that will help be precious to the young youth's mind. We need to protect our youth. This is over for us. 25 and above is over for us. It's time to help those 25 and lower. Because if we don't, we're going to let them have our children. And then one day, which is already showing that it's not going to be a lot of us in the future. Thank you for listening. I'm out. Deezy.